want to say, snowballing action in this game for both teams, really. So if that's what you mean by high octane, I definitely agree. This doesn't strike me as the type of game that's necessarily going to be particularly close. Just this individual one, not talking about the series as a whole.
I was going to say, damn, who are you flaming?
It's because the way... Okay, hang on. Let's just see if people get out of trouble here to start. I think they will. So the reason I feel that way is Tundra last picked a mid-brood.
Okay.
Which is one thing. That doesn't necessarily make for a one-sided game. It's going to be laning against the puck. But at the same time, Na'Vi last picked a Timbersaw that is going to be laning against Luna Shadow Demon. Or excuse me, not Luna Shadow Demon, Luna Tusk. So willingly picked their Timbersaw into a matchup that's considered one of the better counters in the offlane. They've got 33 on the Sand King, so those are like the massive upsides for Tundra. Now you look at the side of Na'Vi, these heroes are very snowbally by nature. Timbersaw is pretty snowbally, the Puck a lot of the time is snowbally, and Razor is the type of carry that takes an advantage from the safe lane and brings it into that mid game. So, do you know what I mean? It's like either Na'Vi do well in lanes and therefore they can transition that into kind of running the game over, or if their games go poorly, I just think, like T pointed out, the types of fights that Na'Vi can set up are really difficult to orchestrate when you're playing from behind.
That's fair. I think that that's a decent point. And I'll also say, though, that there is this, like... I hear what you're saying about, like, the laning stage and all that stuff. For me, it's much simpler than that. I see heroes that were good a couple days ago and now aren't being picked as much versus heroes that are getting picked recently and winning a lot. And I feel like Na'Vi have the newer, cooler heroes. It's like all the special toys. And now we're seeing, like, on the side of Tundra, this Luna comes back, you know, Sand King, been looking a little bit hit or miss. I'm not too sure about it. I'm a little bit worried about the Tundra draft, but that's with no analysis done.
I think my main concern with Sand King in the offlane is if this hero, we've seen it 1 or 2 games from 33 where things did not go well in lane, and I think the hero as an offlaner has way more pitfalls than as a mid. Shad will be okay.
Right on.
I still think Sand King is incredibly good. Like, I think this hero is... I was talking about it a couple days ago. I think it's undervalued in this tournament, but Tundra, or excuse me, Falcons are recognizing its value as a mid hero. I feel like other teams should try to follow suit. But, you know, there's also a matter of time constraints. Can you get comfortable with it? Do you have a player for it? Do they like it? Maybe it's a little bit more of a specialized thing in mid than I think, and it takes more practice, but...
And what about, like, kind of the fall-off of Luna that we've seen over the past little bit, too?
Right.
How do you like rate that? Do you think that it was just sort of a little bit of bad luck and some good answers? Like, how much are you valuing Luna right now? I
think it's definitely a matter of, as you said, the tournament meta has developed a little bit, and certain carries and offlaners are gaining more prominence, such as the Razor, which historically speaking is a good carry against Luna. And that is obviously a big plus here for Na'Vi in this game, is that they have that counter carry to carry matchup. But yeah, it's a lot about the pieces around it, as always when it comes to these carry matchups. And the other thing is, if you look across Na'Vi's lineup, we've cast a couple of games now with Naga, and it's been really good in certain situations. Puppy has been looking great on it, but it doesn't really have that, you know, Song Wombo combo in this game. There isn't like, okay, they're going to Song into Wukong's command like we saw earlier, Song RP, Song Black Hole. It's a little bit less obvious how Na'Vi are going to, even if they have a bit of an advantage, it's a little less obvious for me to see how exactly all the pieces come together. But I'm sure they're going to show us soon. Whitemon will get this Healing Lotus bot, so both Lotus is going the way of Tundra.
I guess to me it feels more like that way that we've seen Naga sometimes get played, which is to reset the fight. You know, Sand King goes in, epicenter, Song, heal, and then either, you know, Tundra have to run away or something else ends up happening there.
The disengage option is always going to be good.
Yeah.
That's something Naga will always bring to the table. But I'm a bigger fan of Naga personally when the offensive play is also a real threat.
Okay.
It just gives you more options in the game, right? Big damage here for 33. 4 stacks of poison.
Can he get it? Looking for the 5th. Easy peasy for Saksa.
And this is one of the biggest quality of life changes that Sand King ever got, was the stun range on Burrow Strike level 1. This spell used to be so bad.
Yeah.
But we've reached a point now where Sand Kings, because of the cast range on level 1, can actually reliably land a Burrow Strike in the laning stage and therefore can prioritize other skills. And obviously the hero also got Stinger at some point, so... That's good news here for the side of Tundra. This is a lane that Secret were probably expecting a win in, but now already 33 with that first blood. 20 on the wand as well. Let's see if he wants to go for some more aggression here. Saksa 3 stacks of poison.
Playing it very far forward. Can keep trying to hit both Puppey and Yuragi at the same time. And at least as far as the laning stage goes, it doesn't look like we're having a similar type of like shutout like we had in the last series. As mid one has 10 stick charges, pops him now, turns, ready to battle. But is he biting off more than he can chew? BZM still chasing through the trees. 21 HP is the call, and I mean, he is completely getting zoned off the lane. At 33, stick backs out.
Yep, this is a big deal though. If BZM can handily win this mid lane, that definitely makes a very big difference here.
33, disrupted, dodges the plasma field, turn, Burrow Strike, hit. It's not enough. Yuragi though might go down to Saksa. Yes, they have enough there to get the kill. As Tusk gonna be the next victim. That evens us out at 2 kills apiece.
Yeah, overall I think Na'Vi should be pretty content here. The fact that Timber is doing this well in this lane against the Luna, the fact that you're winning mid on the puck against the Brood. And yeah, top could have been better. It's a little bit of a mess perhaps, but it's not, you know, you're not struggling on Razor. It's just, you could have probably been winning the lane a little bit more, but overall, it's quite good for them.
And I think that was just a 3 stat that got taken by the Sand King. So buying enough time to get back there and make those buildups of gold ready. Zayat's gonna hit the root now onto Whitemon. Trading hits, walks through another one. Decides doesn't want to go for any more. Yeah, now it's Sand King that's sitting top of the charts.
He walks back up again and walks back down again.
Okay.
All right, getting his cardio in, Whitemon, on the Tusk. It's always good after some drinking. It can help take off the edge.
So that is the value that you get.
Oh my God, you're joking.
That's not good. That's not good. That doesn't feel good.
Oh, if BCM would have also... Okay.
They're fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
I can't believe it.
Don't
That is like the slowest setup for a coil you can have. It's a full reel-in.
Whitemon gets the snowball off. Oh, and he gets the Wisdom Rune though by Zayats. Nicely played. So Whitemon going to die for that one. I thought with the snowball he'd be fine. He blocks him off, but no. And actually loses the TP too. In the meantime, 33 able to get that Wisdom Rune. Puppey ends up going down.
So they trade Wisdoms overall. And yeah. Both supports die trying to steal it, so nothing really to write home about in that instance. But yeah, that failed kill on the Brood could actually end up being really important here. And I know I'm harping on it a little bit, and it's kind of funny because, you know, it's such an easy spell to land and they somehow miss it. But considering how BZM was doing in this game, you're going to see the replay of it here. So full reel-in, that's...
He tried to get it at like the max range where it would snap while he's under tower.
It's just completely unnecessary, right? It just needs to hit. I think it's cool, a kill if he just puts it down literally anywhere. But
that's true.
Unfortunate. They might get their revenge now, though. Good disruption, but BZM has coil again, and this time surely.
He's warmed up. He's ready. He drops the coil. Life stealing off of the creeps. Snowball.
No.
Living.
Don't tell me.
This is why you got a coil under tower.
And BZM might die. He doesn't.
You got a coil under tower, Cinderin. How dare you flame him?
This is insane. Okay, so this one was just way better. Okay, so Tundra played that clutch. The previous one, different story. That one was just really nice defensive play from the Tundra supports. And it is going to come at a price. They will lose their Luna bottom as Yuragi rotates over and kills him together with Boom. But my goodness. It's also just one of those mental things now, right?
Yeah.
You feel like you've missed 2 kills on the Brood.
He's never going to coil the Brood again.
And arguably this one wasn't a missed kill. This was just super close and clutch.
Yeah.
But it's the snowball effect. If they would have killed him the first time around, this whole thing wouldn't have happened, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's, wow. That was clutch. And mid one, as a result, is now 2nd in net worth.
Disruption, can you make him think it's not the real one? Nope. Very much reveals it there, but with 33 moving in, is it enough to save a friend? Saksa tries to back away. They don't quite hit with the plasma field. And it is just going to be a dead Shadow Demon.
33 is level 9.
Yeah.
He is super big.
I mean, he just keeps clearing out those stacks. Like, there's no contention coming in from Na'Vi. Look, he's going to take another one here. I mean, this is the value of playing with the Shadow Demon.
This is an insanely farmed offlane sinking, and I think now I can say with quite a lot of confidence the concerns that I had for this hero. I'm like, I think this hero is amazing, okay?
Yeah.
And we see it when we see it played mid by an expert, it looks great. Offlane, sometimes hit or miss. It's already a hit. I think 33 cannot possibly have a bad game now. Okay, they're gonna miss that coil on the song.
And
so that doesn't matter though.
Buying a little bit of extra time there.
Unless if Boom ends up dying, it does matter.
Intercepted and chasing for more now. Puppey gonna be the one hit and killed. A very back and forth run at you game. 14 kills in just 10 minutes. We saw some Brood Spiders denying a regen rune too, which maybe would have given BZM the comfort and willingness to run into that battle. But Chad is going to come in and take these stacks. So on the one side, you have Sand King clearing out the other stacks, and now Luna comes in. Zayats.
How about Drinking also cleans your stacks?
Burrow Strike dead. Another one bites the dust. Na'Vi just cannot handle the pressure coming at them from Tundra.
33 is getting a 12-minute Bloodstone.
Oh my god.
He is mega farmed in this game. He's going to put it to use. They're putting pressure on mid. And now with a couple of things that have transpired in mid that failed for Na'Vi, mid one's going to get a fast Orchid, and that spells major trouble for BZM as well. So again, the snowball effect of all the things that add up will create problems that Na'Vi have to solve that maybe they would have had to solve 2 or 3 minutes later. And it might not sound like the biggest of deals, but you look at the type of lineup Tundra has, and there's the potential that the map just disappears.
Yeah.
Like, Brood gets aggressive, the Sand King gets aggressive with the Bloodstone, and Na'Vi will be playing defense for the foreseeable future if they don't succeed in this move right now, and they're trying for it.
I mean, this kill on the 33 would be huge. I don't think that they're going to be able to get it, though. Although with BZM moving in, they get the coil down. Now trying to go in with the epicenter. Silence is out.
That's good.
This is a really important kill for them to get. 33 is walking away. Disruption. Saksa saves him. The Terrorize is out. 33 has to die. And he is going to be brought down. Oh, man, that was so close to just unmitigated disaster. If he did not go down right there.
Here comes Spider.
They're looking. They're hunting.
Puppey's dead. Nope, he has raindrops. Okay.
Puppey living. Shad steps forward.
Oof. I mean, I will say this. Na'Vi's execution definitely leaves something to be desired, right? They barely got away with it there with trading the kill on the Sand King. If he has Bloodstone, this is not even close.
Yeah.
So this play does not exist the next time around, and they were fortunate enough to get away with it here. 33 did a ton of damage despite dying. If you look at the recap, he did 4,000 damage to the enemy team while being the target, and he didn't get to use Epi. So, crazy, crazy fight for him, despite being the victim there.
Well, mid one, we remember his puck play the other day, and seeing the puck will immediately rush the Orchid. Maybe try and catch this puck unawares. We'll see what it is indeed that BZM goes for. Yuragi gets found, and easy bring down looking for more. BZM caught for the moment, and there's the Orchid.
Yep.
No reactions, no way to save, and BZM's life just got a lot harder.
The coming 10 minutes of the game for Na'Vi are absolutely terrifying.
Shad.
Good damage from Boom.
This would be big. Whitemon trying to save him.
Enough.
Not going to happen. Solo kill from Boom.
Yeah, I mean, they need something like that. They need somebody to pop off and get a game, because Tundra are likely to just take away more and more of the map, with the Brood taking the mid tower. The bottom tower is gone. The top tower not long for this world if he wants to go there on the Brood. So you've got to have somebody to turn to that can actually make the plays happen when the game goes this far south.
I mean, Luna is still killable. I feel like the Brood also is, as much as like this Orchid is, you know, dangerous for the puck if you're on top of them. If they bring numbers, I feel like mid one can die. It's mainly just the Sand King that, like, I feel like there's not an answer for this guy.
Yeah. And you have nobody that's buying any anti-healing. So 33. What are they going to do about him? He's going Dagger next. There was also the option to buy AVULUS this game. You are playing against Puck. You are playing against Willow. Of course, a way of... mainly those two, I suppose.
This feels like it has to be a window where you take a fight now. You've got Pipe done on Timbersaw. A lot of magic damage coming from Tundra. Will they decide to make some type of aggressive play together? Yuragi down in the death zone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And mid one. They find him, find his spiders. Get a nice little injection of gold there for the Razor, but mid one will back away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, it doesn't look like they actually want to try and take a fight. Maybe it is just too hard into the lineup that Tundra have at this point.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
Radiant's bottom tower is
The
under
Pipe of
attack.
Timber definitely helps if they can set it up somehow, but just as much as it's... Okay, hang on. Maybe mid one.
Coil there. Damage.
He'll
It's
just
about to
sensation
wear off.
longer and hit some creeps.
Boom, not there at the same time, and no Razor means no chance for a kill. So 6,000 gold lead. The majority of this is the disparity between cores, but also the Shadow Demon is so freaking farmed right
Saksa
now.
is huge. I mean, all the gold he got from the stacks, he's 4, 2, and 6.
Yeah.
It adds up very, very quickly, and this hero with gold is a monster. He's going to smoke up here, bring 33 with him. 33's Blink Dagger is now coming, so this is the moment. And here's the thing about it for Na'Vi. You've got the Pipe on Timbersaw, which is nice and damage mitigation and all, but the problem is understanding when the strikes are coming and where, so that you're actually together and can utilize the items correctly. When the enemy team has this much map control, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And Shad will more than likely just farm up a Storm on the Luna, because the major benefit you have with this for Tundra is that you will be forcing the enemy team around to handle these problems that you generate for them, and that should just lead to a free farming carry.
Well, again, scouting with the puppy illusions, mirror image all over the map. But what that also is meaning right now is that Na'Vi do not have access to their triangle. 33 is completely inhabiting this area. They are going for a smoke play now. So Na'Vi hoping to find Shad. There's a good ward. He's going to be walking this direction. Can they blow him up in time? Coil down. Gonna immediately break it, and it's just they don't feel confident going for it. Understandably so. They might even have to pop Song here if they want to get out cleanly. 33 right on top of Puppy. Finds him with the Burrow Strike, and the silence is out. Dead Naga Siren.
I think if they want to make a play attempt to find kills, the Timber has to be in the smoke.
Yeah.
They don't have enough damage among the other heroes, and you saw that perfectly illustrated there. Now, top, they're going to die.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's very difficult to see the path for Na'Vi here that doesn't involve just bringing enough heroes to the play. You kind of have to have Timber plus Coil and your Razor with BKB in the same move. As Boom.
Oh no, the
Very
Eclipse is
bad.
down, and yeah. I mean, they get these fighting items and then don't manage to get together to take the fight. It feels very tough at this point for them to pull this back. Tundra is in such a dominant position, just 18 minutes in. And that's a BKB done now on Brood. At the very least, BZM is going to be going for a defensive item, but at the same time, that means he doesn't have damage.
Yep.
Rough spot.
Got to pick one or the other. I can't say that the AVULUS is bad, because I feel like it's just flat out necessary here. But as you pointed out, you still have damage problems with this, but alternatively, you enter any sort of fight, you get clicked on by an Orchid or a Sinking Stone, and you just disappear. So your teammates, the only save you have is Song of the Siren. I don't think you can always rely on that, so. Yep. It's gonna buy the AVULUS. He'll complete it in a moment. He has it now. Let's see if Na'Vi want to do anything with it.
Oh, they are going to smoke up right underneath this ward, it looks like. BZM pops the haster and they start going together. Well, maybe they're not. Okay, never mind. Deciding they don't want to take that fight. Just going to try and farm, it looks like.
The other side, however, Tundra.
Oh. Shad throws out a Lucent Beam, and then they back away. 20-minute mark up. And Na'Vi now are going to go for some type of a play.
They're chasing 33. This could backfire quite quickly.
They have 3 heroes smoked behind. Maybe Boom is trying to bait them in here. Yuragi walks up the hill. Immediately, Burrow struck down to half HP. Finally pops BKB. He's just dead. Boom, nowhere left to go. This is not good, Cinder.
Yeah, full-on travesty here.
Yeah.
Puppy will get out, but this was your one move where you had your pipe on Timber and your BKB on Razor, and those 2 heroes died, and you got nothing off. Tundra, unless they really slip up, should just control the vast majority of the map now. Probably going to steal the Tormentor as well to add insult to injury. They'll get both Wisdom runes as well.
Yeah, I mean, Na'Vi completely feeling out of agency in this game.
And you think back to what happened in this game, right? It's just mistakes, really. Yeah. And that's surprising to see because Na'Vi earlier today looked very solid, and they've had some of the most one-sided games of the tournament. Oh, Zayats actually did get the Wisdom. It's going to cost him his life, though, but...
Hey, that's something that went well.
Yep. They've just misexecuted. Sometimes things just go wrong. It's like 2 or 3 executions in a row that fail. The kills mid on the Brood really mean a lot for the flow of the game. Like, that's what mid Brood is in a nutshell. If you slow that hero down, it can lose its pacing. If you fail, it will take over way too much space on the map. And in the meantime, they managed to farm tons of stacks for their Sand King. So effectively for Tundra, kind of everything went according to plan, with the exception of their bot lane, ironically, where things could have probably gone a bit better against the Timber Willow. But the rest of this game looking very nice for them. They will back out of the pit, assuming that Na'Vi will try to contest them here.
They saw them run down south on that ward.
Yeah, and 33 isn't there and doesn't have TP, so they have to wait for him to connect. And he will go to the gate.
The illusions come through, respecting the song. Saksa being hit. Now smoke up with a couple heroes, and they're going to not smoke the Shadow Demon. Let the illusions hit him in the face. Now, Zayats sees it. Courier dead. That had Hurricane Pike. Maybe something brewing here. Is there a good fight opportunity for them? BKB used from Yuragi and mid 1, also onto 33. Still waiting. Song of the Siren is there. Yuragi living through this for a moment. Still a ton of damage being done by 33. They managed to get the TP out on Razor, but now the rest of the team is caught, and yeah, there's nothing good going on here. Triple kill for Shad. And now Roche free to take.
Yeah. It's a kind of similar story to the previous fight for the Razor. This time around he gets BKB off and links the Brood, but Brood just runs over a cliff, comes back in, and they have to Song disengage immediately because Yuragi's out of steam in the fight after 5 seconds. And this time they also got off the pipe. You're going to see the replay here. So they save Zayats to start, which looks kind of promising. Mid 1, forcing out the link on him, running away. away. And now he comes back in with Insatiable Hunger, and Uragi's fight is lost. He's Demonic Purged. It's a nice disengage here. It's a good song from Puppy, but when the only highlights you have in the fights is that you TP out 2 heroes and everybody else dies, that's not exactly a highlight, is it?
Well, it's all relative.
Yeah.
You know. Terrorize.
Okay.
Mid 1, Coil.
Oh, but he's running down. Oh, no.
That hurts.
Get up the Yules.
Living for the moment. Living on a prayer. Uragi runs in. Disruption there. Backs out a bit more. Burrow strike to the low ground.
Okay.
Na'Vi would have loved to get something there, but
Na'Vi do survive. But in the meantime, Shad is just solo free farming top, pushing the lane out. And Na'Vi had to bring all 5 heroes there, use Coil, Pipe, and Eye of the Storm. And they got nothing to show for it.
They're in a tough situation.
I mean, the game is what it is. Like, sometimes this just happens.
Yeah.
And it kind of is just that difficult to string anything together when the enemy team has this huge of a lead minute 20 with the lineup they have. But that doesn't mean that Na'Vi should stop trying. I think the only way back into this game is to keep going for these moves and hoping that you land. Hoping that the enemy team gets caught off guard. Maybe Shadow Demon isn't there in clutch in the right time. Whatever it is. However, as it looks, the successful moves...
Yeah, that one hurts.
Are from the other side as Boom gets caught out.
Look, they have a Timber Saw illusion.
Yep. Looking at it right now.
It's pretty cool. Now they have a pipe.
That's not how it works.
That's a strong looking Timber right there. Yeah. Well, off to the side, BZM finds Whitemon. Or, nope, doesn't quite. That's fine. Was hoping that they could find and kill off that Tusk, but no such luck.
Shad is feeling so confident he's farming in front of the enemy tier 3 bot on the Luna with no teammates around. Just enough information top that there's 1 or 2 heroes, and then he knows that Na'Vi realistically can't make a move on him.
Oh.
Speaking of making a move.
Oh, God. Oh, no. BZM. BZM living? BZM living.
Purge.
BZM in a little bit of trouble now. They do manage to get out of there for a moment. Now Blinks down. Got him, Orchid. Yule Scepter. Space created right now, Cinderin.
Oh, he did.
Okay.
He couldn't have played it any better, though.
Yeah.
Aside from not getting caught. But after they opened on him, he pressed all his buttons the best he could, I think. It's just not... It's not happening. Tundra, 21,000 gold lead. The most one-sided game of today, I think.
But... Oh, no, that's... Sorry. Puppy's on Na'Vi.
All right.
Yeah, that's another
Shad
one.
Getting a 322 gold bounty for that one.
Very strong.
Let's see if they think about high ground now on the side of Tundra.
All right, they're going in for... Oh, they're thinking about it. Now, if they go high ground, we have seen teams lose pretty big advantages there before. Hitting tier 4 towers, tier 3 towers, 33 taking a lot of damage. 33 walks away. The Philippines are instead the ones that are going to take a lot of damage. Shad will not be stunned.
He has Conda already.
Na'Vi is
eating them alive from range.
Losing their base. It is going down. Buildings are no longer there. Shad took them all. Epicenter. 33 is at like no HP and still just not afraid. Shad has Aegis for another 40 seconds.
Yeah,
Will get stunned. Wait a minute now. Oh.
Okay.
Disruption, walk away, and they got him. Can they do it again? He does not have BKB. Hold your horses, Cinderin.
I'm holding my horses really hard right now.
It's too much information. And Na'Vi up on the high ground, ready to jump.
Okay.
33. They're going in. Burrow strike. Oh, and that's trouble. That is a Dark Willow dead. Boom down to half HP already. Uragi BKB has to run away now. And BZM gets one Conda hit, starts to fall. The glaive waves, they are a-flying, and Navi, they are a-dying. Puppy dying while singing. A very romantic idea, as that is going to be a tier 3 tower close to dead. They did lose the Tusk, though. Jumps in, Burrow Strike, gone. Triple kill for mid one. He wants a rampage, but they're going to call GG. As Navi, they really did not stand a chance in this. Because that's Tundra that's actually killing Zayats, and no, they're not. Nobody's in trouble. That's fine. We're all good people here.
We start off with everybody flexing, but nobody's really got it.
Everybody flexing, but no actual substance to that. Yeah. It's like people that are working out just for show. Lizard doesn't know anything about that. That guy is strong.
No. He has stuff to show, I'm sure.
Well,
so let's have a little talk about these lanes. The panel was talking about this, the Underlord lane. I feel like together with Nyx, this lane sounds really weak. And I honestly am a little bit concerned with Navi if we've reached a point now where they've been a little bit figured out with their hero pools. Like if they're running out of ideas. Because Nyx Underlord against Razor Tusk, I think Razor Tusk will crush this lane, but we'll see. Maybe it's more closer than I expect. The Storm versus Monkey King mid is kind of a classic. I think this is likely going to be pretty even. And then in the bottom lane we have Shadow Demon Beastmaster against Caudal Elk, also a little bit of an oddball there. So I'm a little bit concerned based on what we saw in the previous game. Can Tundra just again kind of run away with the laning stage and make this a pretty one-sided affair? We'll see if Navi can find the moves, but I am a little bit worried, and I do think what Moonmeander said in the interview rings true. The Storm needs to come up big here. So BZM, the man to watch if you're cheering for Navi.
If they're going to be able to pull that stuff together. That's the important thing to watch for. And also, I mean, I will say that, like, you know, you've got a stun and you can throw out the pit. This part of the combination of Nyx Underlord is good. And apparently some talentedness coming in. Look at Zayats down there. He's like nodding his head, getting in with it. Yeah, he's excited.
Whitemon just watched Shad die. He didn't cast a spell.
Well, he's a stand-in, so...
I mean, I'm not sure if he could have saved him. He's chosen to go for tag team instead of the drinking buddies, so he couldn't come in for that move speed boost, but, well, they're going to return it straight back the other way here. Zayats.
Big damage out. Zayats going to hit, and Zayats going to fall.
I mean, this is still already good news for Navi that they managed to get first blood up here.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was unexpected, and the Nyx getting that little bit of influx of gold could be very useful.
Weren't able to quite get the kill there, but did get the 5 stacks and some good damage onto the Alchemist.
Yeah. Does he have any regen coming out? He does. He has a salve on the way. It's going to be a while. 33. Already getting level 3, and that's level 2 in the Hawk and the Boar. Elk Caudal, not exactly a strong offensive lane, so potentially Beastmaster as well as Shadow Demon can really get work done here. Puppy is skilled Blinding Light, so he doesn't have Chakra until level 3, which he's about to get. I'm assuming he'll skill Chakra here to keep himself sustained, but yeah, Blinding Light is a great tool against the Beast to try to keep your Elk safe. Still hasn't skilled. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we'll go for it eventually. So, I mean, obviously the recall combination and, you know, all of the mana implementation will work for BZM a little bit later on. Mid one, looking for that last hit. Does he go for the Boundless? He needs to be careful about the glyph play. Waiting for it, turns. There's the glyph. And now he's good. So BZM, for anybody that doesn't know what's going on right there, he needs to do damage to lifesteal. Soxa kills Puppy. And now, another attempt onto Shad. I mean, this lineup loses passively, but you can go for this all-in play.
This is working so well for them, just going in like this onto the Razor. I really theoretically thought that this wasn't going to be a very difficult lane for Tundra, specifically because you're playing Razor plus melee support that even has a save. But they find these moments of opportunity where Whitemon is not in range and has nothing to snowball on to save the Razor. And it begs the question, are Tundra maybe placing their heroes a little bit incorrectly in the lane? Like, what if Tusk is just standing close to Razor? What then?
Yeah.
Like, without getting getting stunned. If he's just nearby so he can snowball him, I feel like it might not be that difficult. Yuragi actually in trouble here.
They're chasing in down the river. Want to keep this going. He's just in a really sad spot right now. Yuragi, no help nearby. Saksa is starting to die to the Coddle, but hides off in the trees, and Puppey manages to bring him down. I mean, in terms of that top lane, there is obviously like the problem of not being able to snowball while rooted, but we're seeing like 2 rounds of roots onto Shad. So like there would have been an opportunity there for them to get a snowball off. So yeah, I am with you. It's a little bit of a funky one. I
mean, the other way of looking at it is if this is a genuine concern, you can just skill drinking buddies instead of tag team, and then you can kind of connect with him and give him move speed, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
There's different ways of preventing this from happening. But despite that, despite it going wrong and Na'Vi having 2 kills, Tundra are still ahead on net worth in this lane.
Yeah.
So, or I guess it's tied because Nyx has a bit more than the Tusk.
Yeah, I mean, how much of a concern is that if Nyx starts to get a decent amount of net worth here? 33 going to get hit by the stun. They jump in with BZM and trying to get some galvanized stacks. It's already beginning.
Yep. This is the guy you want to activate, and he gets active, BZM.
Moving in. Another salvo. Shad gets hit here. He's outside of the pit, though. And that might put a stop to all of this.
Oh, he's going to keep walking Boom.
And Boom's going to have to TP out.
And Zides is very dead.
So they do bring down that Tusk. Or excuse me, Nyx Assassin.
Mid one going to scout the stacks here. Seeing that there's a double. Not worth his time, of course. He has to go back to mid. But yeah, both mid laners getting involved. Still Tundra with the overall laning advantage. 33 already with the Helm of the Dominator.
Wow.
Starting to put some serious pressure onto Yuragi. We'll get his spells off here and then try again.
No level 6 yet on 33 means he does not have Roar for the turnaround. And that kill happens again.
Yep. And now mid one is going top again. All right.
Boom. Throws out the pit. And a stun. Keeping this action going. Zayats does have a couple more punches to throw, but it's going to be another kill onto this Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, both teams making the same move, but Tundra do get the 2-for-1 overall. Sox has made some serious stacks here, and Puppey gets eyes on them. We'll see if Na'Vi are interested in trying to steal something here with the Storm. By the way, Storm chose the Shock Color instead of the Static Slide.
Oh, interesting.
We almost exclusively see Storms take. So the Shock Collar applies a debuff when you Vortex someone, so that when they attack, they take an overload charge themselves.
Really interesting. I mean, extra damage with max out overload is pretty cool. Mid one.
Okay.
Doing some good damage there onto Boom. The snowball chase. They're immediately onto him, but now the pullback, the hit, mid one, killing himself with that overload hit and a big stun follow-up done. Oh, Na'Vi, they are starting to cook.
That just did not work. I can understand why he was tempted to go for that aggressive snowball, but Na'Vi were very ready for that, and they get a big reward. 3 kills their way, more galvanized stacks. They're starting to ramp up. BZM's game in terms of CS, not the hottest with the 35, but 3 kills will help.
Take a look at this again. Oh, no we won't, because they're recalling.
33 fighting Storm for the 7th time in a row.
Zip, zap, zoop. He still has that overload on him, pulls in another right as the roar was coming out. 33 will go for the roar. Is it enough damage? Yes! They take down BZM. Zayats, I mean, all of these procs, because of his rugged ability, is keeping 33 alive.
He's gonna plant another
still
tree?
Barely surviving through this, but eventually they managed to bring him down.
God, this is so awkward. Puppey has just brought the entire family down to bottom together with the gate.
I gotta run out of there.
There's really good here.
This is a very strange one indeed. Puppey goes down. They try to go through the gate. They can't go through the gate.
Yeah, the gate's closing.
Oh no, and
Time's
now
up.
mid one, they got him caught. Oh, Na'Vi, but wait, they come back in with BZM, the punch while he's disrupted. Everything going wrong. Zip, zap, zoop, a boom. He's the one in a little bit of trouble, and he's getting body blocked by 33 while this is happening. Shad just tips mid one. I don't know what is going on right now. But in the end...
He probably said something funny.
I guess.
All right, well, that was a huge win for Tundra. Shad never joined that fight, so he's just farming on Razor, and in the meantime, they're winning bot.
Another punch on
Whitemon's out of juice. Let's see if perhaps Uragi can reach here with phase boots. Are going on to mid one.
Dude, you have no mana.
Oh, mid one.
Oh, a turn? They don't have mana, but Uragi has life. Disruption save for the moment. Mid one. No more places left to go for him.
This is actually a really interesting interaction here. Let's see if Soxa gets out. He does not.
Yeah.
So,
and the TP cancel.
So what happens here is that Storm Vortex is the Monkey King.
Okay.
And because of that, he places the Shock Collar on him.
Yeah.
Shock Collar works on Boundless Strike because it's a physical attack. So when he used the Boundless Strike to hit the Storm, he Boundless struck himself, and then he takes the Overload charge.
Very strange.
So I think he damaged himself like 300 there by using Boundless Strike on the Monkey King. That's a pretty niche interaction, specifically because this spell is based off of a physical attack. It's the same reason why it doesn't hit Dark Willow in Shadow Realm, despite connecting the stun. So kind of a very special interaction there. At least it looked like he took a ton of damage from the Boundless, and I don't think he damaged the Storm a single bit. So as long as whenever BZM jumps in, he Vortexes the Monkey King, then mid one actually has to hit first before he uses Boundless. He has to just do a normal swing.
Yeah, that is a weird one.
And you need to get used to it, and you need to realize. I don't even know if mid one has realized that it happened.
I mean, the other part of it, though, for Boundless at least, is being able to have that stun, which lets everybody else come in and like blow up the Storm. So there could still be some value in that as well.
I don't even know if the stun connected. I'm actually not sure now that you say that, if the Storm got stunned either. Because maybe the attack and the effect hits yourself, but you can't stun yourself. So it just doesn't count. I'm actually not sure about that.
My brain is like imploding.
Yeah, it's a special one. Zayats, eyes on Shad, no allies.
No friends.
But they are recalling people around very quickly here. Puppy bringing his teammates down. Soxa
already broken, which means no overload, but it doesn't matter because Soxa is dead. And I just always want to keep an eye on those galvanized stacks. It's 8 right now for BZM. Zayats looking in the triangle for some action, but there is nobody there. Monkey King now starts making the move in here, mid one.
Okay. Working on the Orchid. Not going to be the fastest one. And that's good news for the Storm of BZM. He has time to realize the build of the Monkey and start planning accordingly. It's going to take the Overload damage talent, pretty standard.
Nice too with the collar facet.
Exactly, but it does not look like BZM is going to do the early shard that we've seen a lot of Storms do this tournament.
Okay.
He's going to go... He's currently queued up Kaya Sanj to get that status resist in case he does get caught by the stuns and to get that bit tankier. Oh, did I say status resist? It doesn't give that anymore, does it?
Well, that's fine. No, it's only Sanji and Yasha now.
Yeah.
You caught yourself, though, so you're good.
Yeah, quick fix. That begs the question, how good is... I mean, the mana regen amp and the mana cost reduction is still amazing, right? So, but at the same time, you're playing with Coddle, so do you really need it? I don't know. Maybe... I think BKB is better here, actually. Specifically because you're with Coddle, and only because of that. Otherwise, I don't think so, but... Puppy can keep porting you around with the recall and give you double chakra, so you will have so much mana to work with that maybe you just need to be able to constantly fight.
Dire scanning, pops the dust, sees Zayats is there.
Yep. Will they get the purge? They will, and Sox is going to hold onto the disruption to not give Zayats a TP out. And it was a cute try to steal that wisdom, but not going to happen. Here comes Ball.
Have the spike carapace, but yeah, an easy bring down there. So 12 to 12, and the Wisdom Rune being held for the moment for whoever wants to go back and get it. And 33, I mean, it's probably a good call to get it. Level 10 right now.
33 is still ahead of the Alk on gold, by the way.
Yeah.
We're 14.5 minutes in. So this Beastmaster is very big,
And
as
no
usual.
axes.
Huh?
No axe build on 33.
Oh, no axes, yeah. We've seen this sometimes from 33, I think. It's not, you're not as good at farming ancients, but you still have your Dom creep, you still have boars.
Yeah.
Have the Hawk, you'll get it done.
Less than 1,000 gold separating these two teams. And at least as far as the early goings, I mean, it's been, now that the laning stage is broken down, fairly even, I feel like. Do you think that there's one team that's a little bit happier with the way that the game has progressed so far?
Maybe a little bit Tundra specifically because the Alks game isn't that great on Yuragi, but at the same time, you have a really happy Storm. So, we'll see. Maybe we should pause the game and ask the teams, how do you rate your gameplay experience so far out of a 5? 5 smileys.
You just type it in chat.
Puppy.
Gotta get away.
Dodge everything magically by running in a straight line. They miss Boundless as well as Shards.
He goes back in and D-wards right in their face. Just no fears.
This used to be Sing Sing's complaint about playing the opposite, as a matter of fact, about playing Mirana against pub players, was that he would never hit his arrow because they always ran in a straight line.
Interesting. As BZM zips in.
Yep.
Zips for more.
Okay.
Mid one. Does he boundless and stun himself? Roar. Immediately. Shad. Shad dead. Wait a minute. Great stun comes out from the Nyx. Confirmed does not stun himself, as Boom will be hit with the Shadow Demon ultimate. But all of the abilities used on BZM, he has to zip away. The Orchid comes out, now in a little bit more trouble. Yuragi trying to save his life. It's not gonna happen.
There's that Orchid. You gotta be careful on the Storm. And 33 is just a monster. The Razor may die, but he just walks in front and Beastmaster into the 3 or 4 heroes. He doesn't care. He feels like he can't die. He's got the Pipe, he's got the Seeds of Arenity, and he's got the Orchid backing him up. So very nice and easy fight there for Tundra.
Another fight won, and we'll see the replay of it right now. It does have sort of a weird feel to it if Nyx Assassin is the first one getting gone on. Hard for Na'Vi to make that fight work. Back in the world, by the way, there is a little bit of a battle ensuing. They find immediately Whitemon. Now Orchid already used on the Nyx Assassin. That means there's no protection for mid one. Although they do come in with Saksa for a little bit of a save. Disruption is out. BZM low on mana. Yuragi dropping lower and lower. Can they kill off mid one in time? Yes, they will. Going in for a bit more. They drop the roar onto BZM. He's getting hit by the creeps. Tries to zip away.
Oh, the dive
gets
bomb
to
missed.
the high ground. And now Puppy shows up. That keeps him alive.
Honestly, it's so cool now that Caudle can recall himself to teammates.
Yeah.
That's... BZM effectively called the ambulance there, and it arrived just in time.
It feels
Be the medic.
more like appropriate with, you know, Caudle's lore too. He's like this weird guy that, you know, has a lot of power in the universe, but whenever you see him in a game, he just dies over and over again. But now he's like zipping around. He's like Raiden, even when Raiden's in the game as Storm.
Yep. They're kicking up the speed here, OG. Yeah, that's not OG. It's just BZM from OG, who's not even on OG anymore, but his name says OG. It's Na'Vi. Don't be fooled, guys.
That's right.
The team that has a player called Secret Puppy and OG BZM is in fact Na'Vi. If you're a new viewer, this is obvious to everybody.
Don't feel bad though.
Nope. Tundra are on the move. So they've... when you've gone for this Orchid on the Monkey King, you really got to make it work, right? I think they're doing the right thing here, looking for fights. BZM. Can they find the jump?
Shad ready to run in. BZM is right there. They zip away, but they still find him. But he's away from the rest of his team, and now in further trouble. BZM gets the zip away. And now they're sitting here just kind of looking at people saying, how do we battle? They get the link onto Boom. That's a good way to start it. BZM tries to zip away yet again. Boom is still living. Shad beating into him. Nyx Assassin is gone. Somehow BZM has infinite mana while Shad runs away. Yuragi jumps, hits onto Shad. They killed off the Monkey King. Can they find more? BZM third zip through kills Saksa. No more people to help him out, though, as Coddle is dead. Yuragi gonna try and kill off Whitemon while BZM TP's back home. Yuragi does manage to finally whittle him down with that Radiance.
The dive bomb will get the trade. Oof.
4 gone.
Not mid one's best fight ever, I have to say. Ultimately, in this absolute scrappy fight, I feel like Tundra still come out ahead. They do indeed. They win the fight 4-3. I kind of lost the overview halfway through it, but if you're going to jump the Storm with Monkey King with the stun, you have to Orchid first. I'm pretty sure he was in range to Orchid him from the tree when he jumped up there, but instead he went for the stun first, had the Boundless Strike toggled, so he jumped through him, and then Storm got the zip off before he got Orchided, so the whole fight got very awkward. And then afterwards, he went for another Boundless Strike later and jumped up north and was isolated by 2 enemy heroes and got killed. But if nothing else, it made a ton of space in the fight for other heroes to shine, primarily that 33 Beastmaster. When the fights go long enough.
Going in right now for the Shard. Puppey gets it. Shad zips in. They're trying to steal the Wisdom Rune now. Looking for a stun, self-stun, 33, spots him there. They pull him back though, able to get him away for the moment. He gets ulti off, but gonna die nonetheless. That's 3 that just get ripped through all this physical damage.
Nice shards from Whitemon, they might get another.
And they block it off, and another fight here where Tundra kill everybody but the Storm.
And that's just a nice move, you know. They realize that this Tormentor is happening. They get in there. Sure, the Tormentor does go the way of Na'Vi, but they're already nicely buttered up to just get killed off by Tundra, and that's a well worth it trade. They get 4,000 gold out of that in the overall exchange. And they obviously still have their own Tormentor to go back for if they want it. So a big win. And it all started with the Alk self-stun. Maybe this whole thing could have been avoided if Na'Vi just disengaged and weren't interested in trying to take the fight back their other way. So you're going to see the replay here. Yuragi doesn't find a target, but they see him the whole time, and this just sets up for an easy Wukong. Nice double stun, also connecting on Puppey. Shad runs him down after killing the Nyx.
And, I mean, right there, too, you think about how different this fight looks if the Nyx Assassin, you know, is able to get the stun off on the Razor before BKB comes out. He went for the hit first, and then the stun, BKB turnaround, and Zayat's a little bit upset about that one. He's going to try and move in here now,
Okay, this is cute. This could be really good.
Trying to go for it. Saksa, hello, how are you?
Oh, this is not particularly great. I mean, that's kind of an even trade. I thought he was going to try to steal the Tormentor. That's what I think would have been the better play there. You have Dagon, you have Stun and Vendetta, so you can kind of just burst it out of nowhere like if it were a hero. And then if you die after, you still get a great trade out of it, but...
Looking for another battle here. The smoke on Puppey into recall means they're instantly smoked when they come in.
They have to be fast to stun here, though.
Shadow's BKB. I don't think they can burst him. Yeah, I mean, wait, how did he get that one off? He blinked right on the edge so he didn't get rooted. Well played. Yuragi caught in the shards. Shad's BKB is wearing off soon.
They still have Roar.
And Yuragi trying to back away, hides off in the little river here, but he's kind of in no man's land. They zip in, find Shad, tries to pull him, tries to kill him. Can they do it? They good damage out from Whitemon too. Storm low, Storm dead. And Puppey not even able to get that finish.
Oh my
finally.
god, okay, the Carapace got him.
Yeah, nicely played there.
My god.
A chance for a turnaround. Stun, Boom is still in so much trouble. Have a big Dagon on Zayat, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get any kills meaningfully here. Tundra just coming out a little bit ahead.
And it's so much about itemization right now on the Storm, I feel. If he has this BKB, these fights just do not go like this. And he's very close to it on BZM, but this is the price you pay when you go Kai Assange. It just takes that extra while to get there to the big item that's going to change the fights drastically, and he'll have it for the next fight. But now, Tundra is starting to have some pretty meaningful items of their own. Mid 1 now completes his BKB. They're going to have the Aegis. They have the Overlord Pipe on 33, as well as has gold for Dagger.
Puppy had recalled himself, and then they recall in Iragi, and now the silence on the Nyx, and the battle unfolding right in front of us. Nyx is about to die. They don't have BKB yet on BZM. He has it finished, but hasn't been able to get it onto his person yet. Stun onto the Shadow Demon, trying to kill him off, and they get him. Now looking for more. Whitemon, these supports getting picked off bit by bit. BZM, BKB delivered. Roar now onto Aux, still control onto Razor, killing him quick. Shad trying to get away, Shad done. BZM turns his sights now onto 33 and starting to hit into the Monkey King. Zayats moves forward, enough to kill him. That's just the Aegis, and now another stun onto 33. This fight is everything that Na'Vi wanted, and they're using every little bit of their resources to get the kills. Wait, is he still going in for more?
This is the most mid-one play ever to not jump back, but to jump to the side just in case he finds an opportunity. He cannot kill off Boom though, and yeah, he will just go top. But yeah, Na'Vi strike back. It costs them the Nyx buyback, but they're getting so much value out of recall, honestly. I feel like it's been the spell of the game so far. Na'Vi are getting tons of opportunities because Puppy is just moving heroes around the map constantly to find the numbers. And yeah, it's starting to get interesting in the coming fights now. BZM level 18 and has the BKB on 9 seconds. Nope, they're gonna chase him down maybe now.
Does have BKB. So, 26 minutes in, only a 2,000 gold lead, sitting just south of 60 kills.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Maybe another one. Iragi, no BKB yet.
Orchid.
And that's an awkward situation. Nice force.
Force jumping the back lines with BZM. He is so low on mana. Needs some help from Puppy, and they'll get it. Now looking for mid one. How you doing, sir? It's gonna be slowed down for a moment. They drop the gate. Still looking for a chase, but it's not gonna happen, I don't think. Puppy recalling himself. Didn't know if he meant to do that or not, but now he's recalling the storm. It gets complicated, okay?
Yep. It's not easy to keep track of it all.
Radiant's middle tower is
Mid
under
one.
Yeah, just a numbers game. It looked promising for Tundra, but great force staff from Puppy, as well as bringing in reinforcements. And Shad wasn't there, and 33 wasn't there in time, so they kind of just have more in the tank there on the side of Na'Vi. Iragi now also with a BKB. So, starting to be trickier and trickier for Tundra to take these fights. It does feel like now that there's 2 BKBs, there's the Greaves as well as Lotus Orb on the Underlord to try to counteract the Roar, to try to keep his teammates alive as they drop low against all this physical damage. It really is anyone's game, as you guys can see there on the graphs, but it did feel like Tundra were starting to pull ahead, but then Na'Vi bring it back. A dead even mid-game here. Zayats is on the prowl. He can't kill Soxa alone. Soxa is very tanky on this Shadow Demon. 10 strength talent, Solar Crest, and level 14 for a total of 2,000 health. It's like actually unreal to look at a Shadow Demon having this much health.
2001, but yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm here to help. And he's getting towards the Blink Dagger too, so he can even have slightly better positioning. Puppy pulling in a friend.
That is okay.
BZM, and now he pulls in Zayats too. Oh, the recall. Oh, getting more than you bargained for with that gank.
They have to bring numbers, Tundra, to these fights. They're making the same mistake over and over here. It's just getting them outnumbered. They'll find Zayats
Roar
with a Roar from the high ground.
But help nearby to get some revenge, or no? Yes, maybe. Yeah, they kill the Shadow Demon first. BZM hunting for more. You haven't killed the real carry of this game, which is Puppy.
Yeah.
Ready to give
True.
BZM everything that he needs. Puppy is too scary.
The power bank on a horse. Gotta take it out.
Dude, he's going Holy Locket next too.
Yep.
I love it. He knows his job.
I think he asked BZM, what do you want me to buy? And BZM said, mana. So Puppy was like, okay, this is the last mana I can buy you. Okay, Parasma.
I feel like Puppy could ride a horse.
You think so?
Yeah. He strikes me as that kind of guy, you know?
Okay.
2,000 gold lead.
He strikes me as the kind of guy who invested the years he would have learned riding a horse on Dota.
I don't think he, like... horses respect authority, you know? So I think that he would just sort of tell it to...
I think horses respect people that know what they're doing. And I don't know if Puppy knows what he's doing with a horse.
It's authority. You just got to sort of say strongly,
Okay.
let me ride you. And then it goes for it. Speaking of which, Tundra ready to start the fight now. They are going to move into their own jungle.
Oh, Science, get the hell out of there. That's the fastest Vendetta disengage I've ever seen. Yeah, mid one, he's on to the carry.
They're going for him, and they found him. Puppy caught alone.
He has had enough of his shit. Pops BKB and just dives to 5.
And a zip TP for Storm. I mean, it's kind of what they need to do. The problem is he's back in 35 seconds.
Yeah, it is. I think it's the best target. If you consider how much investment you need to do to get the kill and how valuable the hero is, I'm with you. I think Caudle is the best possible kill Tundra can find early in the fights.
Wow.
Yeah, as you can see there, the hero has had a great tournament so far, so understandably, really got to focus that 0% win rate Horseman. Mid one, they get the... Oh, that is awkward.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Some XDs coming out. That's how it happens sometimes.
Whitemon writes lag question mark because he gets roared on Storm. So funny. I don't know if that's how he meant it, but that's so funny. Oh my god. Love myself some Whitemon.
I love the Puppy good timing as always. It's a little throwback. A little throwback there.
All right, go try, says Science.
Where's Officer Merlini when you need him?
Yep.
5,000 gold lead, but this fight right here could turn it all around if they can destroy this Storm.
Do they have enough damage? So Whitemon can connect. They also have Boundless. Yeah, they might actually just kill him here.
Go all in, try to bring them down, but the Storm, he gets the BKB, the Walrus Punch, zips away! It's on nothing! Oh man, they spent everything trying to kill BZM, and it's not gonna happen! Oof! Oof, oof, oof! Shad now caught. Oh, he stuns himself. That's not what they wanted, but they'll show up with more, and Shad going down. They go in for one Boundless here. BZM wants to find mid one, but can't quite get there in time. Second pause comes out.
Oh, okay.
Super lag.
All right, so everyone is lagging. So it wasn't about him getting roared. Apparently some issues here.
I mean, for pro players, I feel like if you're getting, 100 FPS or something, they're like, oh, it's impossible to play. I play on US West from here.
Yeah, you're different.
Well, nonetheless.
I wonder if they used their spells correctly on that Storm kill, because I kind of refuse to believe that they couldn't kill him there. They had a full roar. They have Snowball, Punch, Boundless Strike, Wukong's Command. And he still lived. I guess the Guardian Greaves just came in really clutch too. If they can't kill BZM like that, when they get the perfect setup and get to jump on him freely like this, that's honestly a really big concern. We see the replay here. So let's see. No, they didn't Boundless him before he BKB'd. He just got BKB off.
That's pretty not good.
So miscommunication, and they even had a pause to plan that. So that's honestly just a little bit disappointing, really. But maybe in the name of fair play with the lag.
They didn't talk about it. Yeah, they were
maybe
like,
mid one was lagging.
Well, okay. I was gonna say that when the pause, they're like, guys, it's paused, so we can't discuss strategy. And then, like, they didn't talk about who was gonna stun in what order.
Right.
I mean, that's just the honorable thing to do.
Yeah, that's not what happened.
Okay.
All right, mid one's out.
My bad. 35 to 35. I mean, this is a barn burner of a game. He got 70 kills in 32 minutes.
Na'Vi are starting to put ahead by a meaningful amount now, though. This Storm, that fight for me was probably the... If Na'Vi end up winning this game, that was the deciding fight of the game because it illustrated just how strong BZM is, and it's going to cause problems for Tundra with planning how they want to approach fights. Because if they can't kill him there, I mean, it was mis-execution, to be fair.
Yeah.
So maybe there's nothing to worry about, and they just need to do it better if they do want to go for him.
I wonder if Whitemon got rooted and couldn't snowball or something, and maybe that's what they were trying to... I don't know.
I think they hit the snowball and the punch, right? It was the Boundless that didn't come out, I think. Sox is dead. I mean, BZM can just do whatever.
30 stacks of Galvanized. He
has 34 mono regen per second and a Caudal.
Yeah, this is gross.
He can cast a free Static Remnant every 2 seconds.
That's even less than the cooldown, man. That's crazy. I mean, Moon said it in the interview.
You're right. He can spam Static Remnant and not run out of mana.
I mean, he was like, this is how they can win, is like get BZM everything and then just take over the game. And freaking Puppey just keeps like recalling himself across the map. He has 5 TPs because he doesn't need them ever. He's just out all over the place.
He brings Zayats down. He brings BZM down. BZM's level 24. Okay. Big moment. Tundra going for a smoke here. If this one fails, then Na'Vi will also get the Roche.
Gleipnir
One trying to get some info here from the high ground of the trees. BZM showing.
Moving.
Jump out. Yuragi.
Ready to self-stun. Ready to stun. Nope, self-stuns. That's not great for them, but they jump in with BZM, get the pull onto 2, the impale afterwards, but there is no damage. Not any little tiny bit of damage. All right, mid one taking a little bit of damage. Now they zip in, that's a lot of damage. They pull in, they stun, they kill. Wait, snowball save onto Shad, never mind. Keeping him alive, but when he comes back out, doesn't have anywhere to go. 33 also going to fall, 3-4 dead. All of them gone with no buyback. Just a catastrophic fight. And it looked like it was going to start so good.
Again, am I missing something here? Yuragi self-stuns, and then the stun expires, and nobody chain-stunned him, and he just BKB. I feel like they had a completely clean setup there where they could have chained it, but Na'Vi just get away with murder. We're going to see the replay again here. So he's stunned. Wukong's command, where's the Boundless? And then he Boundless is too late, and he canceled it. Just like, I don't have time for this. So the Elk gets a free disengage. Shad spends the entire time chasing him off. And now BZM gets a free entry into the fight, and it's just over here already. They blow up the Monkey King. They force the Razor down to no HP. And BZM gets a reset and just keeps getting mana. And Caudal is just running around the outskirts of the fight, not even getting touched.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of it is that, like, the fight depends upon them to hit every single stun perfectly. And so if BZM comes in and vortexes, like, your entire fight just falls apart too.
Right.
It's like, everything needs to be so perfect, and it's also not perfect. Oh my god! Please, make it stop!
This is not normally.
He is so insane! Okay. Why is he hit that hard?
He's 25, so he has the overload attack bounce. And there were 2 heroes next to each other, so it's just ping-ponging between them.
Jeez, man.
BZM gonna TP to base and get recalled back.
Well, Puppey recalled to him first. Don't worry, he's going back soon, and now he's recalling him at the same time. That's cool. I like that move. More recalls, more issues. Like Tundra, they don't even care. They're not in their base at all. They're just off away from the rest of them. While Na'Vi is set, ready to battle. Oh no, Monkey King's going for the Wisdom Rune. No, they broke his tree. Not like this. Oh, that hurts. Damn, dude, this global strat is dirty.
BZM has a refresher. And Ags. He could genuinely solo the entire enemy team, I think.
I think that's what they're waiting for.
He has Arcane Rune. Oh my god, I gotta see this. just watch the Storm do whatever he wants, and there's nothing Tundra can do about it.
It is one of those heroes that when you get to this stage, it just feels like something special. Nothing else like it in Dota. Storm waiting to see a target. And when he does, it is, well, I mean, they're not coming to defend their tier 4 towers. So tier 4 towers going down, Tundra waiting for the opportunity for when Na'Vi are gonna back. I don't think they're gonna. You're not gonna find them out of the base. They're staying right here. Tier 4 tower is dying. Soxa shows.
Puppey has Will-O-Wisp as well, so he can pull them together for Storm.
They see the Tusk, but I mean, they just can't do anything. Tusk sees the Nyx, they jump in, roars himself, and now the pull-in. BZM starts to hit the punches. They keep on coming. They're starting to die, but the snowball is out. Wukong's command is down. Trying to walk away as Na'Vi. BZM zips in, still not quite enough damage, but they do take down 33. And now goes in for a second salvo. BZM punches Whitemon, kills him off, getting a little bit low, but then runs away. Mid one is gone. Looking for another kill, a snowball save, but there is no more. Soxa, GG is called 47-36.
Actually, he used to play a good amount of mid bounty. Excuse me, I forgot which patch it was, but I think if you go back like 3 or 4 years, maybe it's that long ago. I mean, we haven't seen so much of mid one for a while, but he is very capable on this hero. He's experienced, so that's kind of what it takes to have a player even think about the pick here, right? Is that in order to get the idea, it needs to come to you. And I'm excited to see it. This hero mid is super hit or miss. He's playing against a melee hero, which is probably what inspired him. He saw the Shaker, so he knows that he can get some Janata hits in, get that extra gold steal, maybe put some pressure in the lane. But I genuinely have no frame of reference for how this lane goes. I don't know who's favored, because Shaker generally is good against melee heroes, but Bounty has a lot of armor. So, you know, maybe you can offset it with that. Maybe you can go a specific item build that really helps you. And if nothing else, if the game devolves into an absolute fight fest like the previous one, mid one's just going to win the game from getting like 15,000 gold for his team with track. So
for sure.
Yep. Let's see how it all plays out. They got 33 on their Sand King once again, and on the side of Na'Vi, they went back for the Caudle without Storm.
Yes.
Caudle has not won a game this tournament without Storm. So, see if Na'Vi have cracked the code.
Blood grenade out. Slowed down. Push back into the brambles. It's all unraveling here for Tundra as Boom takes the first blood in Shad. Going to be forced to use a TP scroll to get back to lane. That was a nice little hit that they had there.
Yeah, Blinding Light Bramble Maze is such a cool combo when you're playing close quarters. They will get themselves the first blood.
Oh, the Janata begins.
Yeah, it has been buffed. That's also worth noting in this patch is that Bounty got a little bit of love. More damage on the Janata. Especially, you have slightly less on level 4, but you have more on level 1. So for laning, this should be better. And since the changes to Bounty Hunter, I think the version of Bounty that mid one used to play back in the day in mid lane had the stronger, longer cooldown Shuriken Toss.
Right.
This one has the lower mana cost and lower damage one, but also significantly lower cooldown, so he can just spam BZM with Shurikens and then go in for the hits. And he's gone for the through and through facet, so he can also use it to hit creeps simultaneously.
Yeah, I mean, this to me feels like it's a much better version of Bounty Hunter than the past one, at least in terms of the laning stage. Through the buffs, through the ability to like get CS while simultaneously harassing, it's pretty nice. I think one of the problems that I'm wondering how they're going to address for the side of Tundra is that I feel like sometimes when these bounties come out, that actually turns into like less of an all-in aggro type of game from the other team's point of view because they know that they don't want to run into it. Do you think that that's something that might happen in this one?
I think Tundra can force quite a bit because they have a Sand King offlane and a Tusk, so they definitely have meaningful skirmish heroes. You could say the synergy with Medusa is a little bit of a... I don't want to call it anti-synergy, but they don't necessarily play the same game. But here's the thing. If Bounty Hunter starts playing fast with some teammates, you could make the case that it's awesome for DOTA because of the space she gets.
Yeah.
So having any sort of aggro mid that really sets the pace is generally very welcome for DOTA.
Disruption, blood grenade out, Yuragi hit by the stun, 4 counts to 5, while Yuragi's counting down, and it's just to his death. 33 manages to find that finish. Puppy trying to chase Saksa here, see if he can get some hits in, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. It looked like he assumed Saksa juked around the trees, but Saksa just ran straight left and got out. And yeah. This looks like a pretty promising start for Tundra in their off lane as well as in that mid lane. The Bounty Hunter versus Shaker seems so far so good for the Bounty. 12-5 against 10-5. But the gold, of course. Every Janata hit onto BZM, he will lose that 20 gold.
And that is going to actually start to add up if you look at the net worth.
Exactly.
It is a bit of an issue there.
Bringing some smackdown here, though. Can he get another? No.
That's the other issue. If you just die to the Earthshaker, that's also not good. Uh-oh.
Mid one.
Doing the taunt. Oh,
okay.
Okay.
He really wants
fine
to play on 5% health all the time.
He's perfectly fine. Don't mind him.
He's losing so many CS now, though.
Yeah, this is bad. Oh, jeez. Wait, did he really juke that? There's no way.
Next level jukes. Okay, he went for that CS. That's also...
He's fine. Don't worry. It's okay. Look, mid one is...
Oh, he's losing so many
this
creeps.
Is really not good.
Yep, indeed. That's a fissure. Okay, he might have actually tried.
Man. Zoned out of lane.
Yeah, that's the equalizer now. Now the lane's even, I think. Mid one lost so much experience and so many creeps there, just getting bullied out.
Take that. Yeah, he's going to bring Saksa mid, actually. But we'll just be a bottled water rune and heading back out. So 1-1. Doing okay.
Yeah, and Yuragi is getting good farm on the Alk. The Shadow Demon Sand King lane, despite finding the 1 kill, have not prevented him from getting CS, and now they're gonna also bully out the Sand King here a little bit. And there's the whole net worth lead is Alk versus Medusa.
Yeah.
Shad's game is not nearly as good as the Alk's in terms of just raw farm, and obviously he doesn't have Greevil's Greed. Could you imagine Medusa with that?
I play ability rate draft.
Pretty sure she would be first pick every game.
Yeah. Well, she was even first pick in this game, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Nice fissure from BZM. Mid one does not have the Shadow Walk.
Trying to bait this out. Maybe an opportunity here for a kill onto BZM. Looking for it. Damn it. Yes. They get that finish, and well, the hits, they keep on coming. Puppy, you sure you want to come around here? Woo. A mid one, baby.
Close call. Saksa's just...
Oh, okay.
Okay. It was too good to be true. Science will get some revenge, but really good rotation there from Saksa to come in and get that counterplay on the Shaker. They set that up beautifully, but yeah, Zayats will get the biggest kill out of all of that, getting the solo experience on the level 5 Bounty Hunter kill.
That's actually really nice for Zayats.
Yeah, he's now level 4.
Before Wisdom. Burrow wants to get away. BZM moves in. Couple more hits. Keep him coming. 33 goes down to Yuragi's last touch. And already it appears that no, they are not trying to slow down the tempo. Still a lot of fast moves going around this map. And track is online.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
BZM might be in some trouble. They know that Echo Slam is not online. So this Earthshaker taking a lot of hits out there. Can they bring him down? Yes. A trade of kill. That's good for mid one. BZM did get the kill on the Saksa first. Now throwing out more of these shurikens. 33 chasing. They get the slowdown yet again. Another hit with Janata. 33 moves in. Burrow strike. Done.
This is a lot of gold. This can go very fast. Now Bounty is 1,000 ahead of Shaker. You blink, and he overtakes him. The lane equalized a moment ago.
Yeah.
But mid one gets 2 kills, 2 assists. I think 3 of these were tracked. And mid one is going to answer the next question I had, which was, what build are you going to go? Mid Bounty has different build paths. Looks to be the Ags. He's TPing bot. He wants more track gold.
There's a lot of people
BZM immediately,
out.
so giving away that he's here.
Misses on the shuriken bounce. Still looking and hunting. There's a lot of heroes over here. This is also space now for 33. Yep. That's the other issue.
Yep. A lot of farm going the way of Tundra. Yeah, imagine when they were discussing what hero to last pick and mid one was like, hey, I want to play Bounty Hunter, and 33 just tilts his glasses. He's like, what did you say? And then he's like, no, trust me, bro. I'm going to run them around the map and you can farm all the ancients you want. And he's like, okay,
this works.
Fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
That was the convincing it took. And yeah, 33 has, once again, he's top of the cores aside from Alk. So similar to the first game where he was having an outstanding Sand King performance, this one could go the same direction. And Na'Vi, you're looking at Yuragi to really keep up the pace here.
Puppey.
Oh no.
He's found. BZM is right there too. Can't do much to stop this one. How much damage does he have on this Earthshaker? Mid one eats his way through, doesn't get hit by the brambles. And now 33. They pop the shield rune though. It's not looking like it's enough. BZM goes down, and Puppey, eyes on his former teammate, needs to run away. Jukes, jukes, jukes.
He's going to get stunned by Sand King instead.
Oh, and there it is. Just like that. Whitemon now chasing this Willow, and, well, Boom just has to run away. 4 stacks now of the poison. Soxa throws out a 5th. Guess who's here? It's Mr. Track. He throws it out. The shuriken bounces and kills. Oh no, mid one stomped and dead. So they get some retribution, but mid one's getting farmed.
Yep. He's 2,000 ahead of Shaker now. Wasn't it just 1 minute ago he was 1,000 ahead?
Yeah, maybe a minute ago.
Well, with how these teams are playing against each other, maybe Bounty Hunter should have been the first pick of every draft, because if they want to run at each other and fight nonstop, this early track, it can ramp up very quickly.
And you know, for as good as we're talking about this stuff, like, Medusa was a first pick. I'm also not seeing great answers from her for Na'Vi.
No, I knew this was going to happen. Mid one respawn, instantly TP to bot lane. He'll just keep running at them.
And they got her.
Nice
Dark
fissure
Willow.
to stop the Sand King, but
doesn't matter. Dude, these kills are really bad for Na'Vi.
the mid Bounty Hunter has the same net worth as the Sand King. That's 4-1 and has 60 CS minute 10. And now BZM. Whitemon.
Gotta be careful.
Is it a trap though?
Puppey. They move in. The Echo Slam. The turnaround, but 33 is there. They say, yeah, we'll bring more. We'll fight. It'll be fine. I promise, everybody. Don't worry. We can outnumber them.
Oh, now he gets a haste rune too. And this is actually even worse because this track kill, there were 4 heroes involved in this one. And obviously, the more people you have there, the better for the ally bonus gold.
Oh, man.
He is now top net worth in his team. And so the Bounty Hunter Axe gives you 600 more cast range on Shuriken Toss, which is insane in itself. But it also makes Shurikens proc Janata. So effectively, your Shuriken Toss goes from 310 to 485 damage.
I'm going to be honest. I think we're going to see a Conda pretty soon, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Oh,
He's in trouble now. Maybe he went too far. Has the haste, though.
Oh!
Nice fissure.
Well played. And now, Na'Vi, it's their time to go on in and battle. Or walk away because 33 is really scary. The Sand King, he's a spooky guy. They pull him in, epicenter out, Boom living through this somehow. Yuragi, they bro strike in. BZM wants to find a target but can't really do it. You're still level 5 on Zayats too. Oh man. Even when Bounty is dead, it's not a great fight.
Oh.
Burrow?
You don't want to hit a spell here? No, okay. That's fine. Mission accomplished there, I guess, for Tundra. They force 5 heroes mid, and Shad is getting bot tier 1 tower and totally free farming on the Dusa.
An 11
Sand King, 11-minute Bloodstone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is going to be a true test for Na'Vi here, because they're playing with Alk, who generally is a tempo carry, but the game might actually get too fast for him even.
Yeah.
You're going to be tracking up heroes, you're going to be running around with his Bloodstone Sand King, and Navi's damage is not the best yet. So can they avoid bleeding too many of these kills?
I mean,
that one. Bounty's going to have a 14, maybe 13-minute Ags here. That's going to make this way worse.
Radiance on Yuragi. Like, Alk is still getting farmed. He's the top net worth in the game, but it does kind of have this like lingering sense of fear for the side of the rest of Navi.
BZM almost has Blink, and now he's dead again.
Fissure to try and block it off. He has Echo Slam again. They bring in Puppey. They want to try and save him, but is this just going to be more gold for the Track Lord as they chase down Terrorize, but they're able to dodge it with the snowball. BZM in trouble. They roar the bounty. Need to kill him. Drinky Buddies, Echo. They get the kill. That is what you need.
Okay, 2 for 2, and they do get BZM in the end, though. So he's still... Did he get his dagger? No, he's really close to it, though, on the Shaker.
I mean, the problem is you're still trading kills with Track.
Yeah, that is indeed the problem. Bounty Hunter died there, but he gained gold. And once again, well, this time around, both Chad and Yuragi were farming, so the ramp-up is happening between the carries, and everybody else is playing a different game of Dota. Kind of an interesting contrast here, how the teams are approaching this.
4,000 gold lead against the Alk. I mean, is there anything sort of different about this game because it's like the bounty hunter and part of what he brings to the game is just gold too, or is that not really how this works?
I mean, I think the primary concern for Navi is how poor the Shaker is, more so than how rich the bounty is.
Okay.
Like, how is BZM going to find himself a game here? You want the... This is the hero that's meant to make Coddle good in this game. So you want to be able to give him chakras so that he can get double enchants, etc. Oh, the dust.
This is a nice kill if they can get it.
Oh, they can.
Echo, stun, done. And that's the Aghanim Scepter, and there's no trade for kills here. If mid-1 loses a couple of heroes like this... Wait a minute, though.
He's a really good shot.
33. They catch him. All right, Chad showed up. 33 did damage. Maybe they don't need mid-1.
They might get more.
Oh, he goes down here, too. Boom, tries to run away. Will not be able to escape. And
yeah, we've talked a lot about the bounty, but 33 is 8-1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem.
The pacing of this game, we had so many questions about the bounty hunter's matchup, how well the lane was going to go, and therefore how much impact on the game he could have. Mid-1 is 6, 5, and 7. He has more than half his team's deaths, but this hero has been insanely impactful so far. And honestly, it doesn't really matter that much that he dies here or there, as long as he gets tracks off, as long as he forces Navi to play in a specific way. The Dusa has total free reign of whatever she wants to do.
33 on the hunt right now, cannot find Puppey. Underneath that tier 2 tower, he is just going to hold his position and try and spam out some Illuminate blasts. Slow the push if possible. Tundra don't have a good Roche-taking lineup, it's got to be said. So as far as getting that next level of objectives, it's a little bit funky.
Yeah. Definitely major advantage Navi in that regard. But they need to, in order to be able to get the Roche, they have to win a fight first.
Fair enough.
More than likely, at least, because if Tundra get the idea that Navi are Roshing and they bring heroes up there, that could just be flat-out game-winning. Because if you have a lineup that can't kill Roche, guess what's useful? If the enemy team does it for you, and then you steal it in the end, and you get in with a big team fight with a Sand King and a Deuce in the area. So they want to avoid that at all costs.
You're seeing all these different heroes having records broken for items because of track gold.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of the best games for a lot of these heroes. Now all they have to do is win it. See if they can manage to do that. The game has notably slowed down a lot over the last couple of minutes here, but you can see win probability very much into the favor
That's actually
of
insane.
Tundra.
88 here.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess this is what happens to the win expectancy when Alchemist is 7k behind minute 17, right?
Yeah.
Like, this hero is generally meant to keep the gold for his team ahead, and you're playing against a hyper carry in the Deuce, so I guess it makes sense that the projection is extremely Tundra favored, and I mean, I'm not going to disagree with them being massive favorites here, but don't know if I would have given them 9-1.
Through and through, drawing the creeps out to the high ground. 33 finds another big creep to kill. That one is just the Dominator, as Boom has not opted to go in for the Overlord and eyeing up the pipe instead. Again, their tournament life on the line. Both these squads wanting to play on the final day here. Have a shot to move forward. Get into that top 3. BZM.
He doesn't know. He has no idea that Bounty's on top of him, and he just used all his stuff.
Drinking buddies out.
That's a good terrorize.
Terrorize to get away, and BZM
okay.
manages to get a little bit of separation there.
Yeah, nice save from Zayats. BZM could have never got out of that situation alone. Zayats as well. Clutch TP, all right.
They get away.
Doing everything right. 33 now has a pipe. He's going to walk up to the enemy triangle and say hello.
Puppy.
We'll see if... Yeah, can Navi kill this hero?
They're drawing people in. BZM spots him. Hello, hello. He gets away. The roar comes out. And now the fissure. The follow-up stun. They jump in for more. Echo slam onto 2. Snowball pulls him in deeper. What more do they have left in the tank? BZM trying to take him down, but it's not going to happen. BZM dead, and more track kills as mid 1 moves in.
Track level 2 now.
I mean,
it's a lot more gold than level 1. You get twice as much on allies. You get almost twice as much on yourself. 11k the lead here. You're starting to understand why mid 1 had a smile on his face when they were about to last pick this hero. Has been the perfect solution to not just this game, but the overall playstyle of the series.
Yeah.
Just this constant brawling really favoring this draft. And what the hell do you do if you're Navi now? Generally, I would say the way to come back in these situations... B3. He finds Zayats, and yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
I think. Well, bit of a mind game here. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So, usually when you're behind and you're in this spot, I would generally advise get a key item that you're waiting for and then try to fight your way back. But fighting your way back is just so hard. Because even if you get a decent fight where you win it, like maybe 4 for 3, it's probably still break even or even Tundra favored.
Yeah.
In terms of the gold. So you need to win it very convincingly, and you don't have anything on the Shaker. He has a blink.
And I'm still wondering what's their answer for Shad here.
Yep.
Like,
single target damage isn't exactly their forte either, unless Alk is enormous.
That's the
no diffusal buyer.
Because it was a first pick Medusa overall. But nonetheless, Tundra in position to steal away this Tormentor. And I mean, I don't think there's anything that they can do on Navi to try and stop this from happening. They'll throw out some brambles, will not be enough. And 21-minute Wisdom Rune also coming in. By the way, Shad has a Scotty. Yep.
He has the same net worth as the Elk, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Which is generally a dream for Medusa. But the situation is that it's not only the Dusa sitting on Elk's net worth, it is also the Sand King.
Yes.
They are so far ahead. It's unbelievable how far ahead they are minute 21. I actually think this is more one-sided than game number 1.
Well, they're looking now and on the hunt. Scan comes out. They're going to go for the Tormentor. Navi, they're just to the north. Jump in, Echo Slam. It's not doing a lot. It's not doing enough. Medusa's still living. Medusa's still alive. Drinking buddies saved with the Bloodstone.
Okay.
And they do not have what it takes. Navi will lose 3.
They didn't even need to save Dusa or Sand King there. They didn't disrupt.
Yeah.
I guess they Drinking Buddy snowballed, but My goodness, do Na'Vi just not have the damage to kill these heroes with all the gold and the tanky items they have? Sand King almost has a Shivas now.
Mid one has BKB flying out.
Yep.
Game is hard for Na'Vi, and Tundra, with this perfect last pick, have just completely bullied them.
And this is also interesting heading into tomorrow.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether Tundra win this, which they should 97% of the time or something, this hero might be a little bit more on the radar of other teams as a potential solution to any mid lane melee pick.
Yeah.
If you're playing against Earth Spirit as well, that some teams have been running, predominantly the side of Heroic.
Well, and also as like a maneuver to, you can see mid one pretty happy about the situation, as like a lineup that is meant to make space for the Medusa. You know, that's the other thing that's interesting about it. It's not just like run at you battle that eventually falls off. It's like we have this super late game carry, and mid one is also a problem on this bounty.
Yeah.
Shad walks high ground. They called him Giga Shad earlier. Certainly feeling like it on this Medusa. Tier 3 tower starts to drop. Puppey gonna illuminate blast, blinding light, do what they can. But it's just so hard to battle these heroes right now. And they'll be able to disrupt, create more illusions, which are gonna hit the tower. Yuragi self-stuns as he tried to run forward and stop this from happening. Can throw another one in a moment, but does not look like it matters. Buildings start to fall. Tier 3 tower, no response. And Shad, Manta dodge, backs away. Can go back in and hit the building
mid one
if
is
he
finding
wants.
BZM bot.
Yeah, BZM not realizing what's going on. And 33 is right there. Save the stun, find the kill. Mid one brings him down. And Roche yet to be taken. I think that's about to change.
Yeah. Looks like it. They feel strong enough now. Medusa almost has MKB, by the way, against the Auk. It does feel like this is going to be the final killing blow. With this Aegis, how the hell are they going to kill Medusa twice with a snowball save and a disruption? And a 20,000 gold lead. Nobody on the side of Na'Vi has anything noteworthy, including Auk, as a matter of fact. He also doesn't have anything noteworthy. He has Radiant Sanjin Yashin at 25 minutes. He's about to finish his BKB, but he doesn't hit hard.
No.
No Bloodthorn, no massive single target damage of any kind. It's just looking like another cakewalk, and a weird series overall, really, where Tundra absolutely crushed Na'Vi game 1 and 3, and game 2 is kind of close, but then Na'Vi just has the most ridiculous Storm Spirit ever. It's high ground time.
Puppey.
Shad's MKB's here. Perfect timing.
Trying to cut waves with the rest of Na'Vi and slow down this push, but they have creeps in their base. And Tundra in their face. They will take it down to half HP almost instantly. No response, not a single Na'Vi player in the base. They bring back the Coddle now, but with that glyph out, I mean, even mid one is getting in on the action, starting to hit this tower. It will go down. And yeah, they don't have an answer. They're not bringing people back. They're trying to cut the waves. There's a catapult still here. So they will claim the first 2 Raxes. And my guess is start heading mid. I mean, they can start going tier 4s if they want. Honestly.
Yeah, probably. But we'll see. Na'Vi have to make their last stand at some point. I don't know if there's a key item that's about to come up.
BKB Shaker.
That's the one.
BKB Alk.
That's not the one.
They hit the Mud Golem. The Mud Golem's dead. BZM looking at an impossible angle to try and hit somebody. Yuragi throws out a stun. The acid spray. The minus armor. Burrow strike out. 33 still very fine. Very much alive. Shad hitting buildings. The fissure to slow. The stun. They try and whittle him down. Disruption comes out. And Shad's still fine. Right-clicking Boom. Walking away from Alchemist. Alchemist can't do anything. Alchemist hitting creeps. Alchemist sad, caught in the shards. And as Chemical Rage wears off, so do Navi's chances. They may have been there for a while. There's still 2.5 minutes left on this Aegis. What could be the final moments for them, unless you get a magical wraparound like this. But Shad standing up front and center. They want to find the back line. They want to get anybody. Gorvengrass, boom. Boom, he manages to walk
Sick
right
juke.
by him. The coolest jukes ever. And, I mean, Navi are looking for the right angle. To be honest with you, I don't know if there is one. They managed to find Zayats. Now BZM there with the stun. Terrorize out, Snowball to turn the fight around. And they're going to pull him in closer. Burrow Strike now onto Boom. Saksa in a bit far. They might be able to kill these supports, but no, they will not. Yuragi dies, buys back immediately. And Shad, low on mana, but with Aegis still in hand, feels very, very fine. He will turn, he will hit. Shad, will he go down finally? A couple more hits. He's not dying, he finally does. BZM getting beaten to death by mid-1, 33. Epicentering aggressively into their face. GG is called. Tundra gets a play on the final day.
Damn. They absolutely just destroyed them in 2 of the 3 games. There's not much else to say, right? And this one in particular was probably the most one-sided game of the entire day. Felt